Hello, Scorpio. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning, welcome back. For those of you who are new, welcome. Scorpio, just a quick little message for you today. For now, and we'll see what comes of it, but 13 on the clock. I seen that 13 and 15. Those have been real significant repetitive numbers, which breaks down to a 28, which is a 10. So I don't know what the significance of that is for you, but there's that. When I said to sit down to do this video, I sat down, got situated, and the phone rang. Go figure. And then I'm like, okay, we're good now. I'm going to go sit down and do this video again. And the animal's water bowl and food bowl are in this room. And the cat starts drinking and drinking and drinking and lapping up the water. And it just went on forever. And I thought, oh my God, how much water can you drink in one time? And it was just like, I'm waiting, right? So I don't know if you're waiting. Scorpio, I don't think you are. Okay, here's the neat thing to this. It feels to me as if somebody is waiting on you. And the one thing that I heard from Spirit, 1:11 on the clock, is it feels like you are a million miles away. So whether this is energetically, physically, metaphorically speaking, I don't know. But and I just keep hearing, if I could walk 500, was it 500 miles? What song was that? If I could walk, I can't remember the name of the song, but it was like the 90s. If I could walk 500 miles, I can't place the song, but, or the band that sings the song. But there's something about that. If I could walk 500 miles, if I could get closer to you, Scorpio, if something. What's kind of crazy to me about this, though, is there are people around you, Spirit saying that you could have distanced yourself from, and those people have that mindset of, if I could get closer to you, then some may be plotting, some may be planning, some may be trying to get advice on how to get closer to you. For others of you, this would be people, it's like you don't even know who this is yet, Scorpio. You could have an audience and not know it. A little creepy, maybe, a little weird. But somebody could also have seen you out somewhere and they're like, hey, who was that person, right? So I don't know, Scorpio. It's a little bit of a strange message that came through as Spirit's like, okay, sit down for Scorpio this morning. So I don't think that this is going to be very long, but I've been proven wrong before as far as that goes per Spirit. So let's see, what is this energy in this message for Scorpio this morning? Spirit, what do they need to know today in regards to this? 10 of Cups star. Scorpio, Friday's read, the weekend read, the star came out for you. And there's the 10 of Cups. So that is wish fulfillment. That is ultimate happiness. You are emotionally at bliss about something. There's something, and I don't, 333, answered prayers. Even if you've had some trying experiences, Spirit is asking you to look at the positive things in your life. I don't know, maybe you wanted to sleep in today and you got to sleep in. That's the emotional happiness that comes in. We've all got something to be grateful, thankful, and or emotionally happy about. So I don't want to see, oh, the end of the world has come, right? But I also think that Spirit's using the term an underlying worry, Scorpio. Maybe not as it is not as all as it seems, if I could get that out. As I say that, there comes the moon with the 4 of Wands. Some of you are like, I don't know where my next slice of bread is coming from. I don't know where the next paycheck is coming from. I don't know where the next this or that is coming from. And Spirit is asking you, as the full moon gets closer, not to allow paranoia to sit in as to how things balance out. This is a whole lot of trusting in the divine processes. And here comes the 9 of Swords in the sideways. I almost said reverse, but in the sideways position with the moon. So, it's keeping the wolves at bay, maybe, in a way. 9 of Pentacles is, how will I accomplish these new things on my own? But Scorpio, I don't think you really have anything to worry about. So if some of you are kind of like in your head, like 18 to the 9 is the moon, right? They're divisible by 2. It's a two-sided, you can't understand worry without joy and joy without worry, right? You can't understand love without hate, hate without love. Like, there's always the flip side to the coin in these things. And you think about the 9 of Pentacles in this particular, and as I say that, look at that. 9 of Pentacles, life is great, abundant, beautiful, pre-empress blessings. What's underneath that card? The 5 of Pentacles. Completely the opposite, right? There's a whole lot of duality in this read, Scorpio. There's everything. And I remember saying to you in your reading for the weekend, like, you could be recognizing shadow sides of yourself, recognizing shadow sides of other people. Like, it's like you're seeing both sides, the truth. The Ace of Swords, it's a senseless victory for some. Some people are going to want to prove themselves right. Other people, Scorpio, just want to feel good. Like, you want to feel good, or do you want to spend your life chasing down something that's not meant for you? It's as if, I'm hearing from Spirit, it's as if time has no restraint. And I don't know what that specifically means for you. I feel like that's a very important message that is interpreted by you rather than by me. I'm just delivering those words, put it that way. But this is a lot of truth, right, Scorpio? It's the victory of how far you've come. It's a quick turnaround to something, too. So, it's almost like if you're looking at like profits and loss, what can I do to flip a profit real quick is what I'm hearing, you know, like in comparison to something. So it's like, what was so-so and what can I do to make it better and a quick and see some results that will sustain myself in some way. So even about the way you feel about yourself, maybe you just go and get your nails done to just make yourself feel better, you know, and maybe you go get your beards trimmed or something. Like, it's like you're doing these little things that keep you elevated to the 9 of Pentacles versus the 5 of Pentacles. It's like, if I treat myself well, is what I'm hearing. But if I treat myself well. Some of you could be dealing with an Aries, could have come to a crossroads in a decision process from that. You could have left yourself, Scorpio, hanging out in the cold. But the truth, Ace of Swords, making a clear, precise decision and seeing things for what they are, that had you taken this route, it's like this or that, right? It's like 7 of Swords, self-defeating, sabotage, 9 of Wands, feeling beat up the next day by something specific. And I think that's the thing here, Scorps, that you recognize. I'm seeing, ooh, I got the chills. I'm seeing this Ace of Swords, like the way this came out, as you've got your 5 of Pentacles, you've got your 9 of Pentacles, and the way Spirit had me lay it down was right there. So there's truth and clarity around what is abundant and what is not abundant, right? There's, again, the duality of the situations that surround you and what part of that you want to be at. And, you know, for some of you, I think you recognize what the 9 of Wands looks like, right? The wounded warrior. I've been wounded enough, 9 of Swords as well, where I'm not going to make rash decisions. I can do quick things for myself. I can do quick things that are going to show positive reinforcement of something, right? And this could even be in situations that you're dealing with. This is like not rewarding bad behavior. So some of you could be dealing with somebody else in that regard. But this is like putting the fucking brakes on something. This is, you know, use the King of Cups dealing with a Knight of Wands. The maturity level is not the same. So you could be dealing with a lot of people in your life, Scorpio, that they're wanting to make quicker decisions. They're wanting you to be pressurized and make quick decisions. And you may have to be on your feet in making quick decisions. And that could be a little bit of a struggle. 7 of Swords with that damn Knight of Wands again, like 6 of Cups. Like, you're used to this, you know, maybe in the past, you know, you could call it peer pressure, going with the crowd, following the fad, whatever it might have been. 9 of Swords again, and the 5 of Swords. This is, Scorpio, don't have regrets about things. Have an understanding of why things ever happened to begin with. Okay? That Nine of Swords, I think, this week is going to be a little bit plaguing for you. And this isn't your weekly read, but nonetheless, it's kind of like you're coming in and out of it. Do I do something about it? Do I not do something about this thing? Sometimes, Scorpio, doing nothing and just letting things reveal themselves in time is all the things that you need to do. And there goes the High Priestess in the reverse. And as I say that, you know, the reversal of that, if we want to get technical like this, give me 1 second, is, you know, the High Priestess, she's a secret keeper. And she literally comes up in the upright when I pick it up. She is the keeper of secrets. And so, you know, haha, the reverse is everything is exposed, but then here's the High Priestess. Scorpio, somebody could, and you know, talk about the duality quickly here. Black and white, right? Both sides of the coin there with that 2. People don't understand, Scorpio, who and I've said this before, and I don't say this in egotistical sort of sense. They don't realize who you are at the core of everything that makes up you. Whether you're spiritual, whether you're knowledgeable, whether you're attractive, whether you know, obviously Scorpio, water sign, you run very deep. It's almost like people don't understand the innate wisdom that comes with you being you. They don't understand you the way that you require. So this could be friends, this could be family, this could be lovers, this could be, hell, it could be your dog, right? And you're very much in this place of stillness, of like having these spiritual experiences too in the coming days, Scorpio, where you may almost, it's giving me a sense of feeling numb about something. I'm not quite sure what that numbness is about, but I think that the way it's presented to me, it's not the numbness, it is the inner knowing that you knew a situation was going to come. I think you're diverting from a lot of reckless behavior. Where this is coming from, I'm not real sure. But you're diverting from reckless behavior, literally, the Wheel of Fortune there, with the Four of Wands at the bottom. The Four of Wands here twice. So you're rewriting history. Knight of Swords comes out sideways. The Strength card, Leo. Ten of Swords, the Emperor, the Page of Wands. Again, it's like, Scorpio, I would tell you to go back to April. I've seen this year break down in like quarters. So strange in a way, but yet it's not. And when you think about the Wheel of Fortune, it is 4 quarters of the year, right? We've got those chapters that happen, as I talked about on your Friday read. But you've got Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio, all intervals, right? Or was it 4 or 3 every 3 months? They're all different seasons. They're all different reasons. They're all different signs. If you go back to April specifically, why April? I don't know, but we're going to go with that, I guess. Taurus season begins there. A lot of people coming at you sideways that you didn't realize how they would show up versus how you thought they would show up. So there's been some sort of, I don't know that there's been transparency, Scorpio, with them to you as much as you learning how to pay attention to them. You know, it's observing your environments that you are part of at any given moment. So the grocery store, a night out, work, interaction at the, you know, somewhere in between of all the things, or your children's schools or whatnot. But it's something about the interaction and understanding as well, like you have sold your soul time and again to things that you've had to learn how, you learning how to have self-control, self-discipline. And it's like you're being put in these positions, or have been put in these positions for the past 3 or 4 months, that have required you to take what you have learned and then begin to apply it, right? It's like going to school. When they teach us the things that we actually need to know for life skill purposes, and we go out and then we have to implement those into our daily lives, we see the practice of, right? So some of you too could be learning a new practice in spiritualism, or just taking on some, higher learning, higher knowledge as well with the High Priestess and the Wheel of Fortune through this experience. But I feel like a lot of this, though, Scorpio, has to do with the experience is that you are having with other people. Saturn starting a new cycle in Aries. Did you learn your lessons? And I think that with the Seven of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, and the Hangman, there is this different perspective that you are now beginning to awaken to, that you've been enlightened to. I think you may have even started it off in the first 8 days, 8 weeks of leaning back into this old way of doing things and realizing you were catching yourself. You were catching yourself in moments of time that said, oh, wait a second. I remember when this happened and I did this thing and then this was the result. Do I want that same result again? Like, you are learning to slow down. And I think a lot of the energies coming around you are people that are rushing, or people that, or not even people that, but the energy of where you once were. And you may not look at it initially and go, boom, I knew what that was. But as it started to show itself, you, again, the observer, Scorpio, you being the observer, it's like observatory. Thank you, Spirit. You are observing this big world around you, and the people and the characteristics and the traits and the behaviors and the patterns, and realizing how, I think in human form we can say immature some people behave and what that does to us. And then for you as well, observing how you interact with those types of people and or behaviors. There's a hesitancy coming from a place of self-love that says, don't quite think that this is it. Scorpio, the more boundaries you have, the more people you are going to piss off. And as I say that, there is, you've pissed me off, and then piss off, kind of, go away. That's kind of this very strange, somebody could have a heavy accent as well. But you are pissing these people off in some ways, even if they're not. It's funny because I don't see anybody losing their patience or getting loud. It's almost like they revert to whipped puppy syndrome, Scorpio, where they're like, how can I low-key manipulate and play on Scorpio's emotions to get them to go back to this old behavior? And some of these people they don't know your old behavior. They don't know the old patterns or old cyclical versions of Scorpio from years before. But the energy says, this person, Scorpio, you, they seem nice, right? Is don't mistake my kindness for weakness. These situations around you, it gives off that sort of vibe. And, as I say that, I've read in one of the comments, too, on YouTube, about, oh, I'm so sick of this same old story. But here's the thing. How many lessons do we have? You think about it here in the U.S., there's 12 grades, and kindergarten, and pre-K, and then there's college, and, 30 years of learning. Life isn't any different, and honestly, life is the greatest school that you will ever attend, right? It beats the hell out of traditional statures of buildings that say, hey, do this, and then we fight over monies and grants, and or our children getting the education that they deserve. Teach them life skills. Something very much here, Scorpio, about higher education or learning more, or doing, learning differently. But it's the idea that you must continue to have certain experiences did you learn? You know, I see these people many years down the line, they keep getting the same types of partners, as an example. Or they've been in the same cyclical shit with mom from the time they were a child. You're still there because you haven't learned the lesson. So look at it, and I'm not trying to, you know, harp on anybody out there in the comments, but if those are the things that are happening, and yes, we talk about this, you're a Scorpio, this is kind of what you signed up for, whether you knew it or not, too, side note. What are you supposed to learn? If it continues to go on, or you're frustrated by it, I don't care if you're a Scorpio, an Aries, a Taurus, a Leo, an Aquarius, a Virgo, I don't care what sign you are. There will always be life lessons. There is no smooth sailing. We get ourselves out of these situations, we learn, we embark on new journeys, we have fun along the way, but everything is not rainbows and butterflies. It can't be. So there's something about that you need to understand, that there will always be trials and tribulations. And I think that for some of you, most of you probably, you've kind of hit this place of patience with it all that says, okay, I understand it. I'm not going to let these things or these people or these situations work me up, because this is much more, Scorpio, about you, right? What you're learning about yourself in this High Priestess, Ace of Swords, Wheel of Fortune mode of where you were, the Moon, the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Wands. You're coming out of that and looking at the Five of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles and going, now I know how to make these very different decisions. I've had a taste of both sides of things. I understand what it is to live and lose. I understand what it is to love and win. And there's all these different parts of this for you that you're starting to have greater clarity on, and where to pick, you know, like, I remember hearing one of the readers say, it's like your picker's broken. Okay, well, fine, we'll go with your picker was broken. But now your picker is becoming much more clear about what one you want to pick. And even as I say that, right, I look here, again, Five of Pentacles, moo-hoo, boo-hoo, woe is me. There's a key right there. She's got the gift to get up at any point and get herself out of that situation, but she needs to pay attention, right? And then over here, her picker is not broken. She's chosen wisdom. She's chosen the path of wisdom with that out. She's chosen the path of fate and destiny and aligning with purpose and that white pure energy. She's choosing happiness. She's choosing to pick her chin up. She's choosing to carry forward, carry on. It's a choice at this point. It's a choice to help heal. You know, the one thing in this particular deck, I've always kind of seen that dress as like an older school nurse version outfit, right? Instead of the scrubs back in the day, they wore the little white dresses and white shoes and whatnot. She's choosing to heal herself. She's taking her shoes off when she gets home, and she's like, instead of giving to everybody else and nursing everybody else back to life, I'm going to nurse myself back to life. That's what she's doing, right? That's what she's picking. She's choosing herself. And Nine of Pentacles, abundance, happiness, pleasures, simple joys. Thank you, Spirit. Simple joys of life. It's like picking a piece of fruit up at a market, or, you know, I think of the Skittles commercial, like taste the rainbow, right? Like grape, lemon, orange, strawberry, lemon lime, whatever they are anymore, I don't even know. She gets to pick through the colors of the Skittle bag and decide which one she wants. It's like Starburst, right? Buy the old pink ones. It's everybody's favorite flavor. But she gets to make those conscious, wise choices for herself, which is very different than the place of the Five of Pentacles as to where she was, or where she could be if she chose to do just the opposite, right? He, she, them, they, it does not matter. Spirit says it's all the same regardless. So what about this Five of Pentacles? Shock, Tower, Sword. Listen, you know, there could be a truth, Scorpio, about yourself. As I say, about yourself. What's on the bottom of the deck? Self-indulgence, self-healing, right? Self-worth, self-value, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. you start to realize, you know, your role in things. You start to realize, yes, how much you've changed. You know, I think it's funny too. Third party situations, you could be healing that aspect of oneself as well. And the books, the knowledge of the owl, right? The knowledge, books are knowledge, they are power. We gain more information, again, a space of learning about oneself or the world around us. And that feels better. Like you could go die on that hill, Scorpio, of I'm going to work on myself, I'm going to heal myself. But that's the crazy thing, is like you're starting to understand, like maybe out of I really want to say manipulation, you reinvested into things, and now time is proving to you that you have learned so much more. This whole cycle is done. Tragic endings. Something here could come to a halt, but I think that it already has, or the energy exchange of it is already there. When I say to you, go back to April, what began, or what was going on even before that, but mid-April maybe, of how things were evolving. Whatever had happened at that point, it was a quick cycle. I think I remember saying to you quick cycle as well, but it went straight from the beginning to the end. It is going from the magician, or I'm sorry, to the fool, to the magician, to the world. Quickly over, and a quick transition, a quick lesson, because it's like, Scorpio, you have passed a test in this, whatever this is. You've passed, you've gained quick wisdom. As I say that, clarifying the Ace of Swords is the Ascension card. Ascending, learning and expanding, transcending, preparing for union in a new phase. Again, look at this. You could not have 3 more cards in a deck to come out as that and prove the point that this is a whole new beginning for you, Scorpio. And I know that we talk about these new beginnings all the time and these cycles closing, and it almost sounds fucking redundant. But this is a liberation of the internal self. This is a liberation of you being able to, you know, we'll say your picker, right, as an example, maybe for that job or that person. And you see it. You see it as you sit there. You're aware of it as you sit there. That one decision that you make changes your life for the better. It's like, I hate to use this as a example, but I think it's a very bold example, and I think it's a very point-proven example, and I do not intend to trigger anybody. But for someone who makes a conscious choice to pick up a drug initially, that's a life-altering moment. When you say, I do to get married, or agree to get married, or, you know, that's a life-altering moment, right? When you make any big life choice, Scorpio, it's a life-altering moment. And all of this shit that you've gone through to this point has prepared you for this time in your life to go, this is a life-changing moment, and I can go back to where I came from, or I can forge forward. Scorpio, the masses of you, is what I'm hearing from Spirit, are moving forward. You could have given things, you know, this card says no second chances, but what I heard from Spirit and seeing that was there's been so many chances with so many people, so much shit, that it's just like, this is just not good enough. And it's not that you're ups, you know, look, the things that you commit yourself to, I said, it's like marrying into something, right? Saying a yes to something, saying no to something. Scorpio, the new devotion to you is your happiness, right? You're letting go of the things that were tempting and narcissistic. Like, the mirror has been shown to you, but this is also your own personal way of being. This is leaving behind the short stints of things for long-term devotion to the things that hold significant importance to you. What's this Nine of Pentacles? Healthy choices. Coming out sideways. You're learning how to make healthier choices. The dedication to oneself. So this could be a dedication to an exercise. This could be a dedication to maybe a healthier way of eating. Just being happy, putting practice of more deep, more fulfilling spirituality, your ritual practice or something to that effect, right? This could also be a dedication to your home, your family. I don't even say your family. This is about you. This is about a dedication to oneself, or a promise that you've made to oneself. Some of you could be buying rings for yourself. It's almost like a promise that every time you look down, you remind yourself why you are living as you are choosing to live moving forward, because maybe everybody else in your life broke promises to you. Call it for what it is. And until the right thing, which I hate to call it the right thing, but what is meant for you, Scorpio, comes along, you're okay with marrying oneself. And even if you are, Spirit's saying, even if you are in a relationship, maybe you've been married 20, 30 years, and your kids are leaving and you're reconnecting with yourself, or maybe your kids are still like at home and in school, and you realize that you've given a lot of time to everybody but yourself, and you're like, I am going to go take that weekend guys fishing trip, or I am going to go take that girls trip with my friends. And for some of you, Spirit is like, do you even have any friends? And that sounds really kind of mean, but it's like you realize how much you've given up for the sake of everybody else, and going, that's not what I'm going to do. And maybe my family wants corn dogs for dinner, but I'm going to have a salad. I've got to make a separate choice for myself. Like, you are learning to make choices for you despite any pressure that is outside of you, right? Like, this is, diamonds are formed under pressure. They don't crack. They grow, they expand. And you are growing and expanding under the pressures of life. Progressions, the journey card, right? Progressions, there's a lot more in the astrology aspect of progressions and how they work in your chart. And I'm not an astrologer I am, but I'm not, right? We all are capable, but I don't have that book knowledge to explain that to you, put it that way. But you are, 10th house and 11th house, authority and community. You are exerting a power where I think if you belong to groups before, Scorpio, or you were a little passive, right? Maybe a lot passive. But being in this newfound energy of what you have gotten to, you can speak up for yourself now. It's like everybody's having, I don't know, an unhealthy sandwich. You're like, I'm going to take a salad, but thank you. I'm going to be that different one, that black sheep in the group, right? Maybe everybody does this one thing, and you're like, no, I'm going to do this because it's what feels right within your soul. Thank you, Spirit. Holy moly. It's about doing what feels right for you. It's following that guidance of what feels good. Not being afraid. Aquarius, elaborate. Could you please elaborate? You could be asking an Aquarius questions, messages, think. You could be asking someone to clarify something, Scorpio, here, or they could be asking you to clarify the why in something specifically. And I'm hearing that you don't have the answers. They could try to intimidate you in some form. I see this almost as like a cowering down. Okay, so this morning, the kittens were playing, right? And one, she's much more out there, like, I will come to you, you don't have to come to me, where the other one, you go to her and she kind of is skittish. And they were wrestling like kittens do and playing and, flipping each other over like it's WrestleMania. But that duel, as I'm watching them kind of like tangle themselves up and there's paws flying and all the things, they would obviously like disconnect and then stand back and like arch their back and paws out and like waiting for the other one to see who's going to make the first move, right? It's almost like this thing or a person or situation, Scorpio, whatever this quick change in energy was, separate message. They're looking to take a swing at you, but they also know if they swing first, that's a fatal mistake. Scorpio's got a stinger, no shit, right? Like, big mistake there. It's like they're trying to provoke something, Scorpio. I don't think you're gonna bite. I think that this is the one time where I don't think you're being submissive. There's not a need to be submissive, but there's a difference between being submissive and there's a difference between being patient. Non-reactionary to it, okay? So whatever this is that's coming in, don't react. Be submissive in the sense of holding your boundary, but it doesn't mean you have to say a lot. Past, I'm hearing past coming back to haunt you. Pisces energy, you could be dealing with a Pisces. I said about like that duality, right, Scorps, and even when I talk about the cats kind of going at it, do you see the duality of Pisces right in that card? The yin and the yang. This taking a swing could even be a metaphorical taking a swing on your internal self. So don't beat yourself up, Scorpio, on something either. But I'm just hearing somebody is mad. They're kind of seething. And I think if you're looking at a person's eyes, like I don't see you being submissive to it, but the eyes tell on people. Just pay attention to their eyes and you'll know. Their eyes will give them away, and you know that. You very well know that. Those eyes will say so many words. Second house of resource, Taurus energy, cultivate, Juno partnerships. Fourth house, home, family. You've had the Four of Wands come out twice here already, and then that card coming out under the underlying. This is about your personal convictions of home, your paradise, your peace, and partnerships, and finding things that are genuinely connective for you, Scorpio. You could be having a Taurus, very Taurus-y energy here, heart and home. Second resources, to Taurus being the second zodiac, and then Taurus 2. It's funny as I say this too. Look at this, Taurus. So cultivating that partnership. There's a high probability, Scorpio, some of you have a Taurus coming into your life. Look at that, 4 and 2, right? 42 breaks down to a 6, 40, and then 2. And then at the bottom here, 4, those 2 fours of the Four of Wands coming in, new foundations. Scorpio, within the next, for some of you, I'm gonna put it like this: in the next 2 to 4 days, you are likely to meet this person. Others of you, you're looking at the next 2 to 4 weeks. This person's getting ready to come into your life. If you don't already know them, if you do know whomever this is, because look, and there's the State card. So this could be work, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be romance, right? Love comes in all forms, but this person is a window to the world through a lens that you have not got to. You can feel it, but you can't see it, or you've never seen it before. There's a lot of you looking up to this person, Scorpio, and into their eyes and understanding who they are. It's like you're going to see the eyes that want less for you, and then you look into this person's eyes and you realize they want more for you. There's something very specific to the eyes. It's like you're going to know by the looks of things, right? The importance of what they stand to give to you openly, without vengeance. I'm hearing without vengeance. So this is, the way I see that is someone giving to you because they want to, and they won't hold it over your head later on. Okay, I hope that's making sense. Some of you, new friendships on the horizon. Others of you, reconnectivity with some family, minimal though. Others of you, this is love related on a romantic sense, and scaling, but it's gonna be very, very abundant. Some of you could be doing like music festivals, camping, arts of sorts, going these places, having good times with friends, and that's how you meet this person and or situation. 9-9, this is only after the ending of, in the conclusion, you've got 3 9s, 4 9s, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm sorry, 6 9s. 6 and 9, what is that? The balance, yin and yang. This is like equal opportunity, Scorpio. I like this. I'm going to leave it there. Again, it's supposed to be a short message, and then it turned into something more. Go figure. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that this message was insightful and helpful to you. Personal reads are open and available. That information is found in the description box below. Sending you all many well wishes. Enjoy your Sunday, and I will see you all soon. Bye-bye.